One major event could lead to massive volatility in today's Bitcoin chart. I will show you exactly what this is and so many other really important charts that we have to talk about here in today's jam-packed episode. So definitely don't miss out on that, and let's go. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in here on this Friday. We jump directly into the dollar index. The dollar index is breaking down here continuously as expected. I mentioned it yesterday that most likely we're going to get a continuation, and this is what we see in front of our eyes currently unfolding. So once we close today's candle here at around 97.28 points for the dollar index, I expect by Monday continuation. Especially when we are having a look here straight on one of the Bitcoin charts. I want to show you also directly one of the major indicators that will have over the next coming days and also the next week a huge impact on the continuation move for Bitcoin, and that is the MACD. The MACD has here on the daily chart in a long time, for the first time, created a buy signal here where we get green candles. And in the past, when that happened, let's say over here, we got expansion to the upside. Now you say, okay, but what happened before? Before, we got a downwards consolidation phase. The same what we are seeing here right now, downwards consolidation phase. Then we got to cross over. Then we broke to the upside. Here, same. We crossed over. We start moving now to the upside. On the previous cross, also here we had a downward sloping trend line. Once the trend line was broken, shortly afterwards we got the expansion moves. That was here 4 to 7 candles into the chart on the histogram here where we got the move to the upside. So now we are 2 candles in, tomorrow 3 candles. So next week at some point we should get a nice juicy pump into higher levels based on that. The bull flag has not really changed. We are here in the top range of that downward sloping channel, which is forming a bull flag. We are currently slightly below our entry at $107,623. The $107,000 level is currently really important. Why is that? Because we have $20 billion in monthly options expiring today. As you can see on Cointelegraph, they wrote an article about this. This is not really so important besides the strike price, which is $107,000, where we have max pain in the market. And it means that most of the call options for bears would get liquidated when we stay above $107,000 today. And as far as I know, these options expire at 4 p.m. UTC time, so that is pretty soon. In a couple of hours, they're gonna expire. And like I mentioned, once these options expire and we are still around $107,000, that is the max pain price for the bears. And yeah, they gonna lose a shit ton of money there. Like I said, there's $20 billion in options right now. It's not only call options, of course, also puts. Which are favoring a bullish outcome, but the majority is here in calls currently. As you can see here, 1,000, roughly 20 Bitcoins in call options and 648 in put options. So that's why I expect some volatility here closer to that event leading up. Here on this 4-hourly chart, we are currently fighting with the $107,225 level, which I mentioned in my previous videos that this is a crucial level to hold. Once we're holding here a 4-hourly candle above that, I would start to consider longing this. And to the downside, the 50 moving average is our biggest support right now. So we went here earlier today one time to test it, came straight back up, which is inherently bullish, but we need here now more follow through and break this downwards trend line that we have formed here since yesterday. The overall target remains the same, $114,000 here on that specific setup. On the 1-hourly chart, here is potentially a new pattern emerging, and that is an inverse head and shoulders pattern. I can extend this here a little bit to accommodate. So here we need basically to start now to pump to the upside and already break this downward sloping trend line that I just showed on the 4-hourly chart. It has to happen soon, otherwise we're gonna wobble out of that potential inverse head and shoulders pattern. We need to start to make that turnaround to complete it and then break to the upside. If we would break here to the upside above the neckline that is currently sitting at $109,000, then the technical target would be all the way up here for this specific pattern at $118,000. Also here on the 1-hourly chart, in that consolidation range, has formed a gravestone doji pattern, and I'm going to show you where that actually is. So here, this pattern over here is the gravestone doji pattern, here with an evening star leading it. And when you see candles rapidly moving into the upside in green and then coming rapidly down again, then you know, okay, that is potentially a gravestone doji candlestick pattern, which is a reversal and inherently bearish pattern. But I'm not so concerned about this right now. We can, of course, come back down here to $106,500, even a little bit low. I'm going to show you that in a minute. But because we are holding here pretty well up in this big support area here in that green box, a move to the upside is more likely and favored right now than further continuation into lower levels. I would, if we get to the bottom range here, from there take the risk to open a trade and basically take already and trade basically already that potential bull flag scenario here on the 1-hourly chart with a price target of $110,000 roughly, more or less here. You need to understand that you definitely take more risk on because the pattern has not broken out yet, but that is something that I personally do actually a lot, you know, even though I tell you guys don't do it, but I'm the worst example of what you should not do. Yeah, so I would personally do that. If you want to wait for the breakout to be more safe, then definitely do that. Like I said, don't do always what I do. It can go wrong, and if you just wait here for the proper breakout to the upside, the chances that this is starting to fly is way higher than when you try to long here from the bottom to squeeze here maybe another % out of that trade. But if you want to take that trade, guys, there is a new campaign right now up with BloFin. You get 10% cash back on your initial deposit, plus that you can get a Rolex watch. You have to met, of course, the criteria here. You can also get here a future bonus, AirPods, a Nintendo Switch, an iPhone 16, a MacBook Pro, an Apple Vision, all up for grasp. The only thing that you have to do is sign up with the link here, the pinned comment below, and in the description below. That's all what you need to do. If you deposit on top of that $100, you get also my trading course absolutely for free if you deposit the $100. And once you have done that, if you want also the course, you have to go and fill out the Google form, because only with the Google form I will get your email address. Without your email address, I cannot send you the login credentials to the course. Something else that I want to mention here at that point, some people start to do double entries into the Google form. I don't know from where this is coming. If you have any problems with the login to the course, send an email to info@amcrypto.us. I know for a fact, because I double checked it this morning, everybody has gotten an email from our website. Maybe it's in spam, maybe it's in junk. Please check it, because in our backend there is a tick box that is always ticked when we create new users to inform the user about this account. So if you go into the account, you have the course. So please go and check that in your email addresses, because we definitely have sent you the login credentials, and it must be somewhere, of course. Now let's go on here with the liquidation with the liquidation levels. Here on the 4-hourly chart, first of all, we are coming up for the golden cross here pretty soon, as early as late Saturday, early Sunday morning. That will usually already lead to a massive continuation move here, at least to $109,300 roughly, to liquidate all these shorts that have piled up in this area here. And then once we get here above $109,400, we should trigger a short squeeze into the prior all-time high and potentially push straight into a new one. The downside risk is that we come one more time here closer to the 200 moving average, to $105,700, $105,000 approximately, and then start going up here, because we are pretty close here to liquidate some super late long positions that came in here with 100x leverage at $106,000. So there is the small potential that we are getting here a small flush and then go up and liquidate all the over-leveraged short liquidity that is stacked above us. On the liquidation heat map, we can more or less see the same thing. We see here some liquidity around $105,000, but as you can also clearly see, this is not as concentrated as the liquidity that's all the way up here to $110,000. Look at the brightness of these bars above us and look at the brightness at the bar below us. So these bars up here, they are way brighter than these ones below. That means there's more liquidity up here. And then, of course, we would go all the way up and then touch $111,000 to grab liquidity also in these regions before we would turn around and get another consolidation phase. Potentially another flush and then continue most likely into the $140,000-$150,000 range. On the MDX Algo scalp gradients, here we get a small cool down. I have seen this many times before, where you get something like over here, small consolidation, and then we get continuation. Just that you see that here. See here, red, pinkish, purple, blue, light blue, dark blue, purple, blue, pinkish, red, then purple, then expansion. So I think that this will be way shorter than this consolidation phase over here. That will most likely remain in purple. Maybe it goes a little bit into blue, but then it will by tomorrow, latest Sunday, Monday, flip pinkish red again, which is then the go sign for massive continuation into a new all-time high. Here's something really important that I wanted to show you also today, what I found on chain, on CoinGlass, and that is a whale accumulation and short-term holder selling. So here, wallets under 10,000, from 1 to 10 Bitcoins, they are massively distributing here. As you can see here in red, that means that they are selling. And when we are in blue, that means that they're accumulating. So everybody else above 1 to 10 Bitcoins is more or less here in an accumulation phase, while the price is still going higher. That just shows you that people with not so much money, most likely retail, is taking profit here in these areas. That's one of the reasons why price is consolidating here. But smart money and money, or people with a lot of money are accumulating at these levels because they have a longer time horizon and understand that the market will go up here for a way more extended time than anybody thinks. There was just another announcement that I forgot to pull up here before I started the video, that I think it was the Fed themselves that said that they are planning next year, it was the Fed, next year, tremendous amount of rate cuts throughout the year. I think they planned 6 rate cuts for next year, and they want to go down to 2.5% in interest rates, which is currently at 4.5. So a total of 2%, they want to go down, which is crazy. So imagine what this will do next year to the markets, and that's why I believe already that the bull run will way more be extended than everybody thinks right now. Here on the Bitcoin dominance, we get currently a pullback, but also here we are basically just consolidating a little bit. I want a proper move here to be seen below 64.75%, because then I know this time for real we start to go into the altcoin season. Another sign for that will be the Ethereum Bitcoin chart. I just spoke with one of my clients yesterday about this. So this here is still a huge deviation that we're currently in, below that upward sloping support line. And the moment that you see the Ethereum Bitcoin chart putting in another candle like this and goes above that trend line here, and trust me, I am highly convinced that this is the next major move here on the Ethereum Bitcoin chart, such a big candle. Once you get that big candle, you know altcoin season finally is there, especially when that candle gets closed in that shape. Now, when we're looking at Ethereum USDT, then we are still consolidating below the point of control. Here, another hint that I want to give you: the moment that we are breaking above $2,720, that is when I see this candle on the Ethereum Bitcoin chart happening, and Ethereum will start outperforming Bitcoin, and that will lead then to the beginning of our altcoin season. Here now on the daily chart, the RSI is still pointing to the upside. The MACD will also here print now a green candle. Same scenario like with Bitcoin. Once we're getting here a bullish crossover, maybe a little bit more of consolidation, then we get here a push to the upside. I see here the same thing unfolding. We consolidate a little bit more below the point of control at $2,520. Then we get the push to 2,800 or even higher. Here in our overall trade setup that I had given from the bottom, we are getting also closer to our take profit point. So here just a little bit more patience. This might be also get hit way sooner than what most of the people are thinking right now. If you want to trade altcoins with me, guys, remember most of my altcoin trades still happening on Bybit. You get $30,000 in sign-up bonuses and deposit bonuses if you sign up today. There is a link in the pin comment below and in the description. Plus that you also can get a Bybit card. Really important, 10% cashback on every purchase that you make with your crypto, which is amazing. You can of course also put normal money on that, but why should you do that, you know? So there's no point. I pay everything with this card. I will also go later out again and pay a shit ton of stuff with that. Now I showed you yesterday uni. You see here right now exactly what I predicted came here true. I said when we come down to the bottom of that green support zone, I would long from that. If you would have done that, yeah, you would have potentially gotten a better entry here, but you are slightly above entry right now in the green, and that's the most important thing, that you are in the green here in that overall falling wedge pattern on this 4-hourly chart. And also here, the whole move to the downside that happened yesterday from this downward sloping resistance where we moved down was a fake out. I had a hunch that this was a fake out. You see it here on the MACD histogram because the candles are so small I can barely see them. And with the next 4-hourly candle, we most likely start printing already a green candle on the histogram, and that means continuation back into resistance of $7.06, potentially with a breakout here into the higher resistance block all the way up to $7.34. The next coin is Aptos today. Aptos had a really good start of the day. I had a gut feeling that this is going to break out, and I did not take action. Unfortunately, I should have done it, but it was also because I did not look at the chart. I just looked on my phone, the price change, and I had a feeling that this is going to explode today. So here, what I'm looking for a trade, taking here a trade, is that we are getting a confirmed 4-hourly candle above this downward sloping trend line, and at the same time also above that horizontal level. So $5.11 is the level that I'm watching. The indicators telling right now they're a little bit inconclusive for me. Maybe I have to go to a lower time frame. Yeah, so this here looks way better. The RSI is already turning around. The MACD is printing a sell signal, but the candle just started and is pumping. So if we go here above $5.11, everything will turn around. Maybe give it another 2 hours. Then most likely we will reclaim the $5.11 level. The trade that I'm looking for is this one here, all the way up to $6.30 approximately, with a stop loss here at $4.83. So this is a trade that you can take once if you get here 2 1-hourly candles closed above $5.11. That is when I would enter this, unless you see that we break $5.26 with the next 1-hourly or the following 1-hourly candle. Then I would enter this here already. The next one is Hyperliquid. Hyperliquid still in this falling wedge pattern, but also here a golden cross is coming by Sunday or Monday. There could be in the next 4-hour move already an initial breakout, because the indicators are all in alignment for continuation here to the upside. The MACD is about to print a green candle with a buy signal. The RSI is here slightly turning bullish, and the stochastic RSI just got moving. So here is, as long as we are getting here above $36.97 above the 200 moving average, we should get here expansion, most likely back to $39. And that's it already for today's episode, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure that you smash up the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and I see you with more money tomorrow.